Upon starting my level, the player is spawned into the tutorial room where the controls and instructions on how to play are on the wall. The player will understand and make their way over to the vases, each of them having Destroy Me on them. Once the player interacts with one of the vases, their score will go up, and the player will know that they have to collect more vases to get a higher score. Once going through the door, the player will see the oven straight away, illuminated with a red light so that the player knows that it signifies danger. Once the player hits the oven, it will come up with the game over screen. After waiting 5 seconds, the game will restart and let them play again. If the player collects several of the vases, they will get a higher score. Only in the tutorial room does the vases have the rotating Destroy Me text above them, just so the player can get used to it before they go out into the rest of the level. There are several vases for the player to collect over the whole level and the TV, which is a bonus item. Once the timer reaches 0, the level will end and the player will be shown their score through it they managed to get in the minute and a half the level is going on for. As you can see, I placed the vases all around the area, so there is quite a diverse range of jumps that the player can make, ranging from very easy to quite hard. There are some little platforming parts that I thought would be fun. The player can even get onto the walls, which I thought would be a nice little mechanic. And then there is this vase here, which was a secret vase placed well out of the reach of players, so that if they could get to it, it would be a nice little bonus to their score. Soon enough, the time will end and it will come up with the game over screen showing me how many points I've reached in the 1.5 minute. The TV, because bonus points are always fun. 3, 2, 1. There we go, game over screen. I managed to get 24 points in that time. Now exiting out of that. Start with the first person one. The first part of code I had on this is the on event play to create the HUD widget. So the player has their HUD and then add to the viewport so they can see the HUD. Looks like this. You have your score in the top left hand corner, your timer in the middle showing you how much time you have left for the level before it ends. It is set to 2 minutes there, but it automatically overrides that when the code comes into play. The other part I have is on the death box, which is the oven. As soon as it collides with the player, it will destroy the actor, add the death screen widget to the player's viewport, delay 5 seconds, pause in the game so the player can't move around while the screen is there, and then execute the console command restart level. I also have the 2 doors in here, so when the player hits the door's trigger box, it will play the sequencer. The sequencer level is referenced here. It will show the door opening, and then I also made it so that when the player ends the overlap of the trigger box, it will play in reverse, closing the door behind them. On the first person game mode, I have my timer. So there are 2 values here, the seconds value and the minutes value, both of integer. And every time the event tick node fires off, delay of 1 second, so that it goes in time with a normal timer. It will first set the seconds to minus a second using the minus integer node. I have a branch which shows that if the value is less than, it will first, if it is true, set the minutes to minus a minute and set the seconds to 59. If it is false, it will go straight to this branch. It then checks that if the seconds are equal to, the branch will fire off another branch saying if the minutes are equal to, both to 0. If they are both equal to 0, it will bring up the death screen, add it to the viewport, delay it for 5 seconds while pausing the game at the same time, and then execute the restart level command code so that the player will show up the death screen, see how well they've done with the points, which are shown in the HUD. The the other part in the HUD, I'll take you to it. So you have the first person player, shows the cast the first person character to get the target points value. It will change it to a integer through the to text. I also have this for the high score value, which I'll get to soon. This is for casting to the HUD screen for the minutes value, and this one saved with the seconds value, all using the to text integer to show it up as a number. On here was where I tried to make a death function, and I started off by when the death function was triggered, it would add the game over to the screen, set it to pause, cast to the first person to get the points value. It would check, does the game save exist, using the slot high score data, and it would branch off saying if true, load the high score data, set it to the saver subclass, which I made over here. It would then cast to the kids save game, which is the blueprint class that I made to store the high score value, and it would check if that is greater than, it would set that as the high score value and put that into the save game slot, and that would come from the points target all the way over here. If not, if it is false, it would create a save game object in the kids save game class, set that as the saver subclass, made over here, cast to the kids save game to set the high score value equal to the points value for that current game, and then save that to the high score data slot. The other one I have on the first person character is for the vases. When the player overlaps, it will cast a point collect, which is an object I made. It will set the points to +1 using the plus integer node. This is the point collect. It will be on overlap with the character. It will destroy the actor and spawn a emitter, which is an explosion effect. Same with the sound, both using the get actor location, so they will be at the place the player has detonated them on. On the death screen, you have it will cast to the first person character to get the points target, so it can show it up, showing the player how many points they've got whenever they get the game over screen. This was the other part for the saved game. It was meant to load the save game from slot using and choose the high score data slot, cast it to the kids save game to get the high score value, and then show that up at the end of the game. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to get this working. This is the blueprint class for the high score data with the high score value there, and that is everything to my level.